What is up, everyone? Thank you for joining Laura and myself for Durbania Live.
Woo!
We are here to say a huge thank you for all your support. 12,000 subs! It's so exciting to finally be here at 12,000 subscribers. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have subbed. There have been so many of you, probably right here in the comments right now.
Thank you so much, everyone.
That have been subbed from the very beginning, where I had I don't know,
100.
zero. That whole first year where I didn't know what I was doing on YouTube.
Where only my 5 emails were subscribed to him.
Yes, right. And that, really? You had 5?
I had 5.
Oh my gosh.
I only have 2 now.
Oh, well, okay then. Well, now here we are at 12,000 subscribers. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you. I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons.
Thank you so much.
And it's grown so much, all the patrons that have come by. And a lot of it has come by because, I've been producing Chosen content and doing episode by episode reviews of The Chosen. So it's super exciting to see the community that's being built around that show and having you guys come on board and check out some of the stuff I've been doing here for quite some time of finding God and Marvel and DC and other sci-fi movies. These are things that I love to do. So it's so cool to have you guys on board. So I'll just pop this up one more time. Thank you to every single one of you patrons. It's incredible that you give in this way. Something else I'll toss out there, and this is totally up to you. I do have the super chat on. So that's one way that you could help support Durbania and help it grow and help us to be able to do the stuff that we do. So if you hit that super chat thing, it highlights your comment, it sticks it right there. So it's also a great way to make sure I don't miss it. Now, this episode of Durbania is all about you and all about saying thank you to you. So what's up, Jenna? Hello, Dad. Thank you so much, Dale. Hello, the Dragon Critic. My goodness, there are so many people in here. Falcon B, thank you so much. So I just want to give the floor to you. Ask me anything. It's Batman Day. I didn't realize that. Did you?
Well, I feel like there's been 4 Batman days this year because there was, a 75th anniversary, I believe.
Yeah.
There was Batman Day. There was a different Batman. This is like the 4th one this year. So happy Batman Day. So
if you have Batman questions for Laura and myself, ask us. If you have Chosen questions, ask us. If you have ask us anything. Yes. That's what this is. We want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. This is about getting to know you better. Look, Laura, this one I thought is best suited for you. Because you could explain what you're playing again for the first time in a few years.
So I was really bored yesterday and I'm like, what can I do? And I sat there and I looked at my games and I went, I'm going to play Breath of the Wild again. I am a huge Zelda fan. And Chris was so envious while he was working on something that he ended up playing for 2 hours into the twilight hours last night so that he could get a turn as well. Love the Zelda games.
I'm pretty tired right now because I'm not a fan of all the Zelda games, but I love Breath of the Wild. And it's somewhere between that and Mario Odyssey is my current favorite video games. One day I'll get my hands on a PS5 and I'll be able to branch out a little bit more. But I think I love the Batman Arkham games. Those were a lot of fun. But currently, I'm replaying Breath of the Wild now too.
Yeah.
And that's a blast.
I love puzzle games.
And I love Mario games. And I think Super Mario Odyssey is probably one of my favorite video games since Mario 64.
He's 82 years old. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you so much, Jenna. Wow, look at that senior citizen out there in Gotham City fighting crime for all mankind.
He was already 25 when he became Batman. So that would make him over 100 years old. It's an old guy.
So what's your favorite Batman comic? See, that's kind of hard because I've read a lot of, well, not tons of comics, but okay, so I do love The Long Halloween. I've read the comic, but it's been so long. But the animated movie adaptation was just incredibly good. So I'm going to put that up there as one of my favorites. But my current favorite that I've been reading through is the Earth 1 series. Because Volume 1, I felt like it's a little bit iffy on. Volume 2 just got really good. And I think Volume 3 was so good, it makes the other 2 volumes even more interesting. So for me, in terms of Batman comics, the most interesting read is now coming from the Earth 1 series, which is incredibly interesting, for lack of a better word. Do you have any favorite? Okay, she doesn't read comics.
I don't really read them.
Favorite Batman movie or incarnation?
You can't ask me that because I like them all for different reasons.
There's got to be one.
I mean, Michael Keaton is epic.
Okay.
But I loved the whole trilogy, the Christopher Nolan trilogy with Christian Bale. So it's really hard for me to make a decision on. It just depends on my mood. Kind of like playing Zelda Breath of the Wild again.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for, going through 80 hours of playing this video. No, it doesn't take that long, but it feels like
it takes us
sometimes.
that long, yes. Would you be interested, Falcon B, would you be interested in a CW Batman show?
If it's like Lois or Superman and Lois.
She took the words right out of my mouth.
If it's like the other ones, no.
I mean, seriously, if you had asked me before Superman and Lois, if I'd be interested in the CW anything show, I'd be like, no. They're doing a good job of ruining all my favorite heroes.
Arrow was epic at
first. I know.
The first 2-3 seasons were good. If they could have kept it like that, it would have been awesome.
Yes.
But it went off the deep end for me.
But to answer your question, Falcon B, we got a super chat. Let's get to that in a second. But after Superman and Lois, yes, I have more faith and confidence, especially if they want to dig into heroes that way and take a look at a different aspect of their lives. For instance, so if Superman and Lois is this different season in Superman's life where we see him as a husband and a father and one of his kids being super himself, that's really interesting. You know what would be interesting as a CW Batman show? A CW Batman Beyond show.
Yes.
I mean, the animated series.
I did watch the animated Batman Beyond show. I agree with that 100%.
So I would love to see like a live action version of that. I think that would be a really interesting take on Batman. Let's take a look at this super chat. Thank you, Lucy. That means so much to me. She just said super chick, super, I can't read.
She sent
super
a super sticker.
Thank you so much for that.
So
I greatly appreciate that. Let's see here. I apologize for asking several times. I'm just very excited for your review. I'm a big fan of your channel and should be proud of your well, thank you so much. I think I missed
you have no
what you were
reason
saying
to
up
be
there.
Sorry for asking several times because the comments go quickly and we miss them.
So
it's a good thing to ask several times.
Dino Thunder. I have not gotten to that yet. I have so much stuff I'm trying to get to. So, I'll get there eventually.
Oh, and then we should mention the anime guy has been asking us to watch Violet Evergarden, and we finally started.
Yes.
We're about 5 episodes in. So, like I said, we're working on the list. It just sometimes time just goes way too fast.
It really does. My dad says Michael Keaton for me.
He's a good one.
I don't blame you on that one. That Michael Keaton is such a good one. Jimmy X Wolvie, hey guys, congrats on 12K subs.
Thank you.
Here's to 88K more. Yeah, let's get to 100K. That's awesome. Let's see here. Edna, she says, congrats, you guys. I love your Chosen reviews and shows you guys are amazing. Well, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that.
It's all him. He gets it. It's awesome.
Okay, but even The Chosen, after Laura did one Chosen video with me, said, we want to see more Laura. So, even people at The Chosen want to see Laura talk more about the show, for sure. Let's see here. What's your testimony? Well, let's see. If you're talking about when I started following Jesus, I was blessed to grow up in a house that always believed in Jesus. And I can just say that is my testimony that I have always believed. And
which is a huge testimony for many people because there's a lot of trials. Because I'm in the same boat. We are very blessed to have praying, believing parents.
Yes. And so, just anytime a choice presented itself to believe or not believe, I just always chose to believe. It's just, I don't know. It always felt very natural to me to just believe. And finally in college, I became a religion minor in a college that was very set against turning people away from Christianity. And I will say what that did for me is it really helped me dig in more to understand why I believe what I believe and how to word it better. So college was very interesting going through that because I just took them on that challenge of, because that's what their whole reputation was. And so it was very cool to take that on and it helped me grow a lot because it helped me think more about what I was reading when I read the Bible than I was doing before. But yeah, so that's kind of my story. And then the story of this channel is I got laid off from a Christian radio station because they went under because listeners quit supporting, saw some other YouTubers. And I thought, hey, I could do that. Realized it was way harder than I thought it was going to be, but it's been a blast and I'm super excited to continue doing that. And I thought one whole aspect of filmmaking that we should talk about is finding God in movies, because even when you're making a movie and there's no intent to put God in it, isn't it interesting how art comes from the heart? And it says that God has set eternity in our hearts. There's always something inside that is crying out to God. I love to find that aspect even in our
Yes.
hearts. So that's, in a nutshell,
Yeah.
the testimony. Congratulations on the 12K. Love you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you
well,
so
thank
much,
you
Lucy. We
so
love
much.
you too. Thank
Yes.
you. We love you all. We are so blessed by all of you. Thank
Would
you.
your wife start a YouTube channel?
If I flew off the cuff, I don't know how great it would be. I work better with someone, definitely. I don't know how great I work by myself because I mostly watch the same stuff he does. And I'm like, and really, we'll talk about it. And so he hears my opinions and sometimes he throws it into his reviews. So, but thank you.
Oh, and my mom here loves Christian Bale as
Yes.
Batman. That is her favorite Batman.
Yes, I have to tell you this one story. Chris's family likes to leave the TV on.
All the time,
or
in every room.
Durbin's family, yes. And so there was one Christmas I did a social experiment, and I kept turning the TV off to see how long it would take for them to turn it back on. And the longest was 8 minutes. And his mom turned the TV back on, and it's right in the scene when Heath Ledger's a Joker, smacks his foot down on the ground, the knife comes out, and he kicks kicks Batman with it. And all I remember is Chris's mom turns it on, she watches it go, whoa, really loud, and then she takes off. So sorry, that's my Christian Bale and his mom. That's just proof that she loves it. So,
but that's a story where all my love of movies comes from, the fact that the TV is always on. Hey, the Lawn Gnome, great YouTube channel. And, we've done some videos together. And I just thank you so much for congratulating us.
Thank you, Lawn Gnome.
Greatly appreciate that. Man, we got to do something again together soon. He's doing some awesome comic book stuff on his channel. Last time we chatted, I need to get on board with some of that stuff.
Because need to do stuff. Collaborate.
Yes, we need to collaborate. Sam says, what are some good Green Lantern comics?
You really like the
Earth One series.
Oh, and wasn't there like a Darkest Night series?
The Darkest Night series was pretty good because that was all about like the Black Lantern rings. Oh yeah, here's one of the volumes. Yes.
Sorry, you just
Blackest
right
Night. Yes, there. But it's cool because like the whole idea that it's the Black Lantern rings, that every character that has died and been brought back, so like Superman and other characters, are affected by this dark power, and so it's a kind of a very interesting comic series. I love the Secret Origin series. I've only read the first one, but it was really good. But
so then we've got to get the next one.
Earth One, volumes 1 through 2, which is out right now, are astounding. It takes an incredibly unique perspective of the Green Lanterns and the Green Lantern Corps. So honestly, if you're starting over with Green Lantern and you want something that is just incredible, I was talking about Batman, in the whole Earth One series, like they're all standalone. They haven't done anything to connect them yet, but the Green Lantern volumes are the best Green Lantern stories I think I have ever read. Yes. Yeah. Let's see here. Great Green Lantern is definitely Blackest Night. Yes, 100%.
So then I grabbed the right book.
Yes. Well, all right. I liked your Narnia book reviews. I'm a big C.S. Lewis fan. Have you ever watched the Angel TV show by Joss Whedon? No. What? I need to watch that.
Oh, wait. No, I have. That's the one with, Angel. Why can't I remember the guy's name? Because he was from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, he's also Brainiac in Smallville, right? Is it that dude?
No. That's Milton Fiennes, and he is... Oh, he was only in Buffy. Spike. That was his name in Buffy.
Ah, right.
But I enjoyed that show a lot. He has not seen it yet. It's on the list of things I'm trying to get him to watch. We will get there eventually, but there's so much good content out there, old and new.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're a C.S. Lewis fan. Yes, I love talking C.S. Lewis. I'm right now trying to figure out what more C.S. Lewis stuff I could do. It's interesting. Recently, I've looked at my analytics of my channel, and when you look at the top 10 videos in my channel over the past 90 days, you know what they are? Chosen videos and Narnia videos. And some of those Narnia videos, for instance, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I did that one maybe 2-3 years ago.
Took off like 6 months ago.
And it's in the top 5 most viewed in the last 90 days.
Because
and so it's very... So I'm looking at these things and I'm like, wow, so people are digging the Narnia talk and they're digging the Chosen talk. I mean, I'm going to keep doing comic book talk. Nobody worry about that. But I'm brainstorming some new C.S. Lewis stuff for sure.
Yes.
Definitely. So like that is definitely in the works.
Those just take a little bit longer, mainly because you got to read a whole book and then kind of dive into it and kind of sometimes read it again.
Well, not only that, I have this problem where if it's something I'm the most passionate about, I have so much to say. So my brain gets so overcrowded with things to say about it that it's hard to like funnel it so you don't know how many takes some of these videos take for me before I narrow down what exactly I'm going to say, but I'll come up with some stuff.
He's working on a Chosen review for next week sometime, and let me tell you, he has definitely gone through it quite a few times trying to figure out exactly what he wants to say, and then going, I talk too much about that. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's good.
I mean, how can you go wrong with a cheerleader like this, right? All right. Hey, Durbin, when are you going to do a theological review of Violet Evergarden? I'd like to see one. Well, we're only about 5 episodes in, so I got to get deeper than 5 episodes because I want to get a feel, like, at least through the first season and get the feel of an entire season story. So we've started it. We're starting to go through it. So around the time you'll see a theological analysis is probably a little bit after I've watched it, processed
and had some time to digest,
and kind of thought about the story and what pictures I see in that story. So we might have some time. By the way, can I say this, guys? Sometimes I spend time on a comment and 50 new comments come in.
Yeah, so please say them again.
Yes. So if I don't say your comment, don't get frustrated. Just keep posting it because eventually I am going to see it. And I would love to talk to you about it and answer your comments.
And I'll try to get on my phone at some point and look through them and see if we missed any as well.
Oh, this is a good question, Laura. What do you think of the 2011 Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern film? I thought it was just okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun with it, but I knew nothing about Green Lantern. And all I know is he liked it, but he was very disappointed because he had just read one of the comic books.
Yeah.
And he saw what it could have been.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm putting words in your mouth.
No,
I'm just remembering.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. And it was just, it's a bummer because I feel like there was so much potential for that, but they wanted to keep the runtime short, which is a DC problem.
I do see this new comment, if that's what you're meaning.
Yes.
Let me see here. Barb, will you be at the Chosen feeding of the 5,000? Yes, I have plans to be there myself.
I'm hoping to be there. It depends on work for me.
Yes, it depends on her schedule and life at the time that the filming of that actually even begins. But the plan
is to be there if I can be.
Draken Critic says, I'll have to go. It was great being here. Take care, you two, and congratulations on 12K subscribers.
You.
Before I go, I'll leave one more question. Okay. Well, okay, this must be it right here. What do you think of the 2007 animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film? Oh, the
animation was killer. It was really good. Because I remember when it was raining on him, it actually looked like rain. Like that whole sequence when I'm hoping I'm thinking of the right one.
I think you are.
Michelangelo and is it Leonardo are fighting?
No, Raphael.
I always get Michelangelo. I know their colors, but I get their names wrong. Sorry.
Barb, I will look for you there for sure. Woo! I will keep an eye out.
It's gonna be epic.
But yeah, no, I mean, I like the 2007 Ninja Turtles movie. There's aspects of it that are good, but there are so many holes in the story. So I take Ninja Turtles way too seriously, by the way, because I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I definitely find some holes in that particular movie. So for me, I just love the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I love Turtles 2.
They're terrible, but they're terribly good.
No, Ninja Turtles, the movie.
Go Ninja, go.
Is good. It is timeless. And Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, is a little bit dated, but right there, go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Yes, that is what makes it so good.
Up there to dance with it. Come on.
Dale wants to know, what did you think of the trailer for the Spider-Man 2 game? I don't think I had you watch it.
I haven't seen that yet.
It looks awesome. I still don't have that first Spider-Man game because I still haven't been able to get a hold of a PS5. But I can tell you, I want a PS5 and I want...
One day, we're not in a rush.
I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man video games, by the way. So, like, anytime I have a system that has a Spider-Man game on it, I don't know. I love swinging from building to building. I love the open world and beating up thugs with superpowers. Like, I love Spider-Man games. So, I want to get a hold of these PS5 Spider-Man games so bad. And yes, I really like the trailer for that new Spider-Man video game. Falcon B. Okay. So, Laura, think about what yours is. What is your favorite Narnia book? I'm going to go with right now, The Magician's Nephew. And I think one of the reasons is, for me, my favorite topics to study in the Bible is beginning of time and the end of time because it's so mysterious. It's so shrouded in mystery. And what I love about the Magician's Nephew, Aslan singing everything to existence, how each note brings something else to life. I love this idea that they find Jadis in another universe on another planet that has died called Charn. So I love the whole sci-fi fantasy aspect of it. And I just love it when Diggory is so ashamed that he brought a witch into this brand new land of Narnia once it has been created. And my favorite imagery is his mom is dying, so he wants to ask for something that will heal her. So he goes to Aslan, but he's so ashamed as to what he's done. His head is down, and when his head is down, he sees Aslan's claws in the ground. So he's afraid of like the punishment and the condemnation. But then he looks up, and Aslan's eyes are so full of tears that he's stricken because he's like, this guy loves my mom more than I do. He's more heartbroken over my mom than I am, and it's my mom. And so he was looking down at the wrong thing because of shame. And when he looked up into Aslan's face, he saw the truth of Aslan's countenance. And by the way, it's one of the reasons I love The Chosen so much. The Jesus on The Chosen is Aslan to me. The fact that they were able to portray Jesus with personality, where he's fun and playful and serious and stern and all of these things, like the full range of emotions, it makes him relatable.
Makes him feel like he gets us because he's human.
And he does get us. It's just sometimes we read the Bible and we don't feel like he gets us. So reading things like Narnia for me helped me see that better. And then seeing The Chosen portray Jesus the way they portray him, it makes me think of Aslan. And so that's one of those great big things for me that just makes Narnia and The Chosen like my two favorite things in Christian media right now. So now you answer this question.
It's always been Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
That is a great one.
I love how, because each of the books have a very specific purpose and a story. And don't get me wrong, Voyage of the Dawn Treader does, but it's also a fun adventure. I can't talk adventure book. And so I love the adventure they go on to the end of the world. And you just fall more in love with Reapy Cheap.
Yes, I do love Reapy Cheap.
I was very disappointed. I enjoyed the movie, but I was disappointed at how different it was from the book because they couldn't just have it be an adventure because I guess they didn't think that's what would sell.
Yeah.
They had that glue.
Well, I get it because when you get to the end of a movie, you want to have some final climactic battle.
I get it.
So I understand
because they went into that dark arena or whatever. But I've always loved that book. It's always just, I love all of them, but there's something about that book that it's kind of like Shrek for me. It's my feel good book. It's like, there's no stakes. There is stakes with it clearly, but it's just, it's going to be okay because they're in it together as a team.
So Laura, this next question I'm going to pop up on the screen. You go ahead and read it. This is a question that is 100% for you.
Okay.
Critics fan.
The most important question of all time, Pepsi.
My answer is I can't tell the difference.
To me, Pepsi's smoother and it's sweeter and I like the sugar. But I will say Coke from McDonald's is always good too, but not really from anywhere else. And I don't like Pepsi's got to be in a can and cold, like on a hot day. So I don't do it often, but that's my guilty pleasure is Pepsi.
So you might have to help me with the pronunciation of your studios, but that sounds really cool. What's your preferred version of the Bible? It depends on the day.
Yeah, he gets a different Bible for every season in his life. So we have like 25 different Bibles, give or take.
All different versions?
They might all be different versions.
See,
it just depends on what.
When I want something super crystal clear, I love going to the NLT, the New Living Translation. I love the clarity of that version. I like the NASB an awful lot just because they try to go as much as they can word for word from the original text. But my favorite is this app called Blue Letter Bible, where I have that downloaded. You can do this thing called the Interlinear Bible. So I can read it in NLT, NIV, or whatever version I want. But the interlinear part takes me to what some of these words actually meant in the original Hebrew and Greek, and it gives me that context. So I don't know. That's the stuff I like.
I think it's Cool Studios. Thank you. Good question. Yeah. I think I said your name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry.
Let's see here. Pepsi. Coke is too sharp for me. There you go.
It also, it's just also way more carbonated to me too.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant? In-N-Out Burger.
Woo! That was easy.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. If I got to get it something quick, I want a good burger, and In-N-Out is a good burger. Now,
this is good because I didn't do a trailer reaction to this. So what are your thoughts on the Hawkeye trailer? Okay, Laura, you
go first because mine are always quicker and easier. It looks like it's fun. It's because you can go deep into all that stuff way better than I can, which is why you guys watch him. But for me, it was
Aaron White.
Aaron
You know how I knew I was at 12,000 subscribers?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Thank you.
He messaged me before I saw it myself. Sorry,
Yeah.
Laura. Go ahead and answer this question.
I like that it's going to be Christmassy and it's coming out around Christmas time. That's fun. But it seems, I don't know, felt kind of fun hokey, which is different than most of the Marvel stuff. So
Well, they're all fun hokey.
They are, but it just, I don't know. It just seemed a little more over the top. But I also want to see more about Ronan. And when he became Ronan, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I'm hoping they'll dive into that backstory
I would
of
love
what happened
flashbacks to
during
that.
that time. So I'm hopeful for it. And honestly, I've liked pretty much everything Marvel's done so far. So even if it looked over the top hokey to me, it's still gonna be good.
Yep. So I didn't react to the trailer because when I watched it, there was just nothing that gave me any kind of reaction that I thought anybody would find interesting. And I didn't really have much to talk about other than I like the character of Hawkeye, and Marvel has earned the right to take my money since I already have Disney Plus.
Makes it easy.
Not like I'm paying extra for it. So I am looking forward to it. I think the trailer does, like she said, I mean, it looks really, really light. Yeah. But I do hope we get the flashbacks to see Ronan because I am pretty curious about that 5 years where he was so angry that his family disintegrated and these bad guys are still existing.
Is there going to be any like, I'm thinking, I can't think of the right word, but any repercussions from that time? Like, is he going to be in trouble for the stuff that he did? Because he slaughtered a lot of people. So I'm curious to know what's going to happen.
Ken Boyard goes to church with us. We had a movie night with Ken just so that we could put this comment into context. And he had us watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. So I see what he's doing here. He's putting me on the spot, trying to make it like I'm not trying to be nice and hurt his feelings. But
it was rough. I'm going to be real. I'll just say it. It was rough for me because like you don't hear anybody talk for the first 20 minutes. And it took too long to get to where it needed to go for me.
There were things about it.
Oh, there were some things that were epic.
Philosophically, that were incredibly interesting. And in terms of that, I enjoyed it.
And you can see where a lot of movies now got inspiration from it from when it was made. But it was too long for me. I needed it to be that 20-minute gap needed to be like 5 minutes because 5 minutes was long. And like, I don't know. And it was a trip, which I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Like I said, I just didn't like the pacing. I just felt like it was, I mean, I get it. What the movie is about is the philosophy. It's like when you're reading Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis, that book is slow. It is incredibly slow. But the point is what you're learning as our main character is living with these Martians and learning from them. So that's like the point of Out of the Silent Planet. And you're learning how God relates to other worlds. And so I understand that the philosophy means we're going to slow this down a little bit because that's what this is about. That was my struggle. Like I loved the philosophical aspects of it. I kind of struggled with how long the movie was and the pacing of that movie. I
enjoyed the fellowship from when we watched.
And that was a blast. Dale, what's your favorite aspect of The Wall of Weird? My personal favorite part is seeing four friends having a good time, talking about something they're passionate about. I agree. I think that is my favorite part. And it's funny. I think some of us got a little bit stressed doing week to week Superman and Lois reviews.
Yeah, it got to be too much.
And so that part we're going to dial back on just a little bit. But that whole podcast started because of Smallville.
Yeah, because you have a love for Smallville that,
and Smallville
it's an awesome show.
It's a blast to talk about.
Also long and winded, but it's good.
This is her perspective on it.
He made me watch 7 seasons in the first year that we were dating.
Oh, you're talking about Smallville?
Yes, it's a long show. I
enjoyed it. It's
a lot of fun. He made me watch every episode, and the only one he was going to let me skip was the Crypto Dog one.
Well, because that was a dumb episode.
Yeah, but I'm like, well, if I'm in this and we're getting married, I'm going to watch all of them.
Yes. Now I realize the one to really make you miss is the one where the current Lois Lane in the Man of Steel movies guest stars in the first season of Smallville, and she becomes a fat-sucking vampire. I kid you not. That is the plot line. She makes a health food shake, and kryptonite gets in it. When she drinks it, it turns her into a fat-sucking vampire. Oh, my gosh. There's
a lot of weird Freak of the Week shows, but overall,
yeah,
Lex Luthor is awesome. and his dynamic with Lionel and his dynamic with Clark and Erica Durance and Tom Welling, they were awesome too. I don't know if that's where we were going, but I did like that.
Dune is coming. Cannot wait.
I'm excited.
Are you really?
Yes. The movie, the original one was like weird. All I know is
I'm just shocked she's excited about it.
I'm excited to have good movies on the big screen again. I have missed going to the theater to an extent for good movies. But all I remember from the first one was him riding the sand slug thing. I don't know what it is.
It's the worm. It's a spice worm.
But I just think this movie looks, well, for that time it was well acted, but I think this looks better acted. It looks like it's going to be a lot more fun, and I think I'm going to understand it better.
Already from the trailer of the new one, I understand the plot infinitely better from watching the original movie. I tried to read the book Dune, and I only got about 100 pages.
Yeah, he said that. I didn't even pick up the book. I'll just watch the movie.
But I'm thinking I'm going to give the book another shot, because I read it in college. It was probably my younger days, and I had just read Out of the Silent Planet and the C.S. Lewis space trilogy, so I was like, all right, I'm done with this overload of philosophical stuff. So I probably should just go back and try it again before the movie comes out.
I think we have it here.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Either way, I can download it on my Kindle.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks visually awesome. Yes. I'm sad that it's releasing on both HBO Max and the big screen.
I thought they changed that again.
I thought they changed it too.
It goes back and forth so much. I bet it ends up only being on the big screen.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, because they're going to make so much more money that way. And honestly, that movie looks like one that has to be on the big screen.
It has to be. It's made for the IMAX.
I would forgo seeing it on HBO Max, which I'm not going to lie. I do like at-home streaming for movies that are just whatever.
Yeah.
But this looks like a movie that you got to see it on the big screen. You got to feel it.
Yep. Al Stevenson, hello from the Philippines. Congrats on 12K. Thank you so much. He's one of the people that found me through Chosen stuff here.
Thanks for watching.
Yes, let's see here. Found a comment. Here we go.
Thank you all for watching. Everyone that's here, thank you.
All right. Who's your favorite Chosen character? Laura, go.
Okay, wait. Jesus. But if we're going for disciples, right?
Yeah.
Or
whoever Chosen on the show, who's your favorite?
Oh, it's probably Paris, Matthew.
Yeah.
I love the character of Matthew. I love his reactions. I love it. It feels so real. But then I also, God, this is hard, because I also like Peter. I like Andrew in season 1. Season 2, he got a little too whiny for me, so I'm hoping they turn that around in season 3.
What are you gonna do if you meet Noah and he happens to have watched this video?
I have no problem with that. He did his job well.
He did do his job well. That is, he did his job well.
He did it well. I'm hoping the writers. So, hi Dallas. I know you met my husband. Hello. Please don't take this to heart, but I hope you turn Andrew around in a miraculous way where he knows Jesus can do it all, and he stops whining and being scared of everything. Because it's going to be weird, because we know John the Baptist is going to, spoiler alert, because it's in the Bible, he's going to pass away at some point with
Oh man, I think I got to go with Matthew.
He's so good.
Because I really think he was the reason I watched the show. All this Facebook watch ads that popped up, I was like, another Jesus show. Oh, that looks interesting. The production quality looks it. But like, those were my thoughts. And then comes Paris Patel popping up as Matthew, and I went, whoa, that's bold. They're portraying him as on the spectrum. And I started thinking about it, and then kind of had it confirmed that that's what they were thinking. It's like, I mean, he's so detailed. His gospel's the most detailed. And it's like, well, that makes sense, because he's so detail oriented and so focused on the details. And it's just, it also just portrays his character so hopeful, and they do such a great job. So I'm probably go with Matthew. And hold on.
It's hard to pick just one, because like also Quintus is awesome.
Matthew's dog.
Yes. Oh, I mean, in the special features, you hear he was not the easiest to work with, the dog, but because we just watched that.
Yeah, we just watched it. Dallas said in the director's commentary that dog was not the best to work with. But I'm a huge dog fan, so I'm a dog person, not a cat person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like cats, but dogs are where it's at.
Yeah. And he has no choice. He has to say that because
I've seen this pop up a few times. Do you have a favorite video game?
all Zelda games for me.
All Zelda games for
and
her?
Dr. Mario.
She loves Dr. Mario.
That's like I can just play that whenever because it's mindless.
I love the Batman Arkham games. I'm having a blast with Breath of the Wild.
But you really like Mario Odyssey.
I love Mario Odyssey so much. Now, here's an interesting comment. Hey, Chris, no offense to C.S. Lewis, but I'm struggling to want to finish Paralandra. LOL.
Is that the first one?
That's the second one.
Oh, see, you got further than me, man.
She couldn't finish the first one.
No, I finished the first one, and I'm like, if this is what the other two are like, I can't do it. And I'm like, and I set it down, and then I opened up Paralandra. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I opened it up, and I read like the first 2 pages, and I went, I've got to read Out of the Silent Planet again. And I'm like, nope. So I'm with you. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. And
I mean, it was written in what, the 40s?
Yeah. But it's a great book, Paralandra. And I get what you're saying because you go through most of the book, and it's so interesting doing the Garden of Eden again from a whole different perspective and seeing the temptation where now you have somebody possessed by a devil there to tempt this new creation to sin. And then you have our main character, Ransom, who's brought to that planet because he's been redeemed. And so he's trying to explain the truth. So it's very interesting. So this back and forth of the temptation and this perspective, and like, it's so, but yeah, the ending is, it's quite a thing in the ending.
Well, don't say it because if he's reading it.
I won't, but it's long and it's different than anything else.
He spoiled it for me, and I am interested to read it again, but I think I need us to have a internet outage for like a week for me to be able to get to the point of reading them all again. And that would be hard.
Falcon B, did you like Fantastic Four 2005?
That's the one with
Chris Evans.
Oh, as I almost said Phyronic.
Phyronic.
Sorry, Phyronic. We did a fun little kids video with my nephews and niece, and Chris was Phyronic.
I was the fire superhero.
Sorry,
yes.
But tangent. But we, I'm gonna say I went into those movies hearing that they were terrible, and I watched that one back to back with Silver Surfer, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed them. I had fun with them. But that's because I had very low expectations when I went in to watch it. And yes, compared to the Marvel movies now, and I think it was way better than the new Fantastic Four that came out a couple of years ago. But compared to the other Marvel movies now, it definitely is lacking.
It just was never my favorite.
I enjoyed it. It was
fun. It's fun. It has a lot of fun stuff. And then recently I watched Silver Surfer because that popped up on Disney Plus, and it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Because you went in with low expectations.
That's true. All right. Now, this is coming from my dad. So my mom wants to know where The Matrix is among your favorites. Where is it among yours, Laura?
Okay. So if we're going for trilogies, it's in the top 3. Lord of the Rings beats it. Lord of the Rings beats Matrix.
No,
the thing is,
that's fine. But The Matrix is in your top 3 trilogies?
Well, because there's not very many trilogies out there that I can think of off the top. Oh, well.
Back to the Future. Star Wars, the original trilogy.
Oh, well, see, I didn't watch Star Wars until I was an adult. So those are a lot of fun and I enjoyed them. But Matrix, I think, is better than those to me. I know that is very blasphemous to a lot of people. But for me, it's the first Matrix. It was so different to me when I saw it in the theaters. And it was one of those things where I didn't even want to see it, but I had a friend convince me. It was her turn to pick the movie. We went and I was blown away. It was so awesome. And the second and third one, we rewatched all of them because the trailer for the fourth one came out. And so we decided to binge, and I enjoyed them more than I remember. So that's why actually, maybe it's not in our top 3. The first one is in my top 3.
Yeah.
The other 2 are not.
Yes.
But they're good. They're a lot of fun. They're just not in my.
I would say all 3 of them are probably somewhere in my top 10.
Yes. Well, and my brother-in-law, he was a philosophy major in college. And so one of the things we did, and Chris has been wanting to do this.
Desperately.
The 2 of us, we watched it, and he would pause and explain some of the philosophy and all the different things going on behind it. And it made this movie so much more epic than what I think most people saw. So if you know somebody who's a philosophy major, or graduated or is a philosopher,
I did a trilogy theological
yeah,
analysis.
you can watch that. And I'm like, it makes it much better.
Yes. Now, The Matrix is definitely up there. And like all three are probably in my top 10. The first one's probably in my top 5 because that one is just
all three of them are in your top 10 movies?
Like, because as a trilogy, as one whole story, it would go in my top 10. But like The Matrix, the first one by itself, it would be in my top 5.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
It's just epic. I mean, my gosh, I don't know how much the directors meant to throw Christianity in there, but it dominates that trilogy.
It does.
It dominates it. I mean, think about how the trilogy ends. Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know,
pause.
I'll do this when I'm done. I'll do this when I'm done. Okay. The third one ends with the fact that the machines are imprisoned by the virus Smith, and the virus Smith is spreading out to imprison the rest of humanity. Now, humanity is fighting a battle they can't win with machines, so Neo goes to fight the fight that they cannot fight. And what he ends up doing is he himself becomes Smith while he's plugged into the source. And because he's plugged into the source and becomes Smith, the source is able from the inside to destroy the code that is Smith, judge it in Neo, and wipe it out and set man and machine free. Right there is an incredible picture of the gospel. Jesus plugged into the source. He himself became sin, and sin was judged in him so that we can be set free. Freaking love the overall story. Okay.
Spoilers done.
Spoilers are now done. That was my spoilers for the Matrix trilogy. I'm pretty excited for the fourth one, though.
We've been watching a lot of the random theories people have, and I know all of them can't come true, but I want them all to come true.
Let's see here. Let's find another good one here.
Thank you all for being here.
Yes, thank you so much. Let's see here. Laura, do you have a favorite Spider-Man movie?
Okay, people might think this is blasphemous. I did not love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
I don't love those either.
The one with Doc Ock was the best. Like especially that train catching scene.
That was awesome.
And so when the one with Andrew Garfield came out, I loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. But then Tom Holland came in and steals the show. But I think that's because of how it's related with all the other Marvel movies too. And it's like, it's really hard, but it's probably Tom Holland now. But I really, really did enjoy.
But what's your favorite of the individual movies? What is your favorite Spider-Man movie?
I'm not sure.
I love Far From Home. That's
Far From Home.
Actually,
really good,
hold on. I think my favorite would be Into the Spider-Verse. That movie was just fantastic. Favorite live action, Far From Home. So that's where I am there too. This is a nice
What was the name of the first one that Tom Holland did?
Homecoming.
Oh, I liked Homecoming.
Homecoming is a blast. I love Homecoming.
Okay.
Especially that moment where all that concrete is on top of him and he's screaming for help. But then he's like, come on, Spider-Man. And you're like, I love that scene.
Cheesy,
that brought a tear to my eye.
A little cheesy, but it was good.
Tom Holland makes me angry because he keeps making me cry. He made me cry in that scene where he picked up all the concrete off of myself. He made me cry I cried when he dissolved. And he goes, I don't want to go. I don't want to go, Stark. I don't want to go.
He got emotional. But
whatever. And then he did it again when he comes back.
And me and a robot, because I knew
you are a robot. And then Tony Stark is dying, and then Tom Holland's like, "We did it, Mr. Stark. We won." Gosh, dang it, Tom Holland.
That was a good moment.
Okay, Matthew is one of my favorites too. Who is your favorite Marvel superhero? In Marvel, it's Spider-Man with Iron Man coming in. No, or Captain America. Okay, Captain America and Iron Man tied for a very close second.
Mine's Captain America.
Nice.
Ooh. Well, there's a lot of good ones, but I've always liked Cap.
I just always liked Spider-Man, though I didn't like the Raimi movies, I still liked Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, Spider-Man is isn't he like the most popular Marvel superhero in the world?
The moment the mask is on his face, anybody could be Spider-Man.
Well, it's like Batman, Superman are first, and then Spider-Man.
Well, yes.
If I'm not mistaken, in the scheme of things.
Pretty much, yes. If I had a top 3, it's Superman, Batman, Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm talking about around the world.
That's true. But that's how it is for me. Let's see here. Let's see. More comments saying that Matthew is great.
Awesome.
He really is.
All of the actors. It was so well casted. Dallas, Amanda, and casting directors, great job.
Keep watching. It only gets better. Smallville.
You're the reason it does. Well, it gets better and then it gets worse for a while and then it gets better again. That's Smallville.
Hello, you two. Sending you big hugs to you both.
Thank you.
Star Wars fans, and if so, are you excited about Star Wars Visions premiering this? Yes, I am 100%. I didn't know it was premiering this week. That shows you how on top of it I've been.
It's been a crazy month.
But I am beyond excited because I am a Star Wars fan. You know, I never liked the prequels, and then I got the Clone Wars, and it kind of made the prequels better for me.
It made them so much better. The Clone Wars is so good.
Yes, especially
how it ends.
The final 4 episodes.
Oh, so good.
Oh, it's so good. Anyway, but yes, I am definitely looking forward to Star Wars Visions 100%. Lots of people loving Matthew's dog.
Love the dog.
Yes. Man, I am so far behind in comments.
We are really far behind.
Yes.
So sorry if we've
Mary
missed
is
anything.
also really easy to identify with. She might be my personal favorite. I was talking to one of my friends yesterday about that, like how you could really identify with her character and her struggles and what she's going through and backsliding. It's just the way they portray these characters. It just draws you right in. And it's like, even though they're following Jesus, they still got problems.
Well, and that's us.
Yes.
Every person is
and
that
so
way.
many Christian movies have that come to Jesus moment where that dramatic Christian song plays in the background and Kirk Cameron falls on the ground and starts praying. And then it's like their problems are solved. And so what I love, though, is how you see, like, here are the disciples literally following Jesus himself, and they still have issues. And so it's just so relatable and so believable. Let's see, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Which disciples from The Chosen would be the main characters? Let's see. I think...
Well, it's hard because they're kids. We'd have to picture them as kids.
Well, it's funny because, like, on the one hand, I want to say Simon Peter would be Peter because Peter had the same name and Peter becomes the king. As Simon was the leader of the disciples. So, like, I kind of see that. But at the same time, Simon denies Jesus 3 times. And Edmund betrayed everybody. So I think Simon actually would be... I should do a whole video on this.
That would be a fun one.
I've got to think about this. Off the top of my head, though, I do think Simon would be Edmund. Lucy would probably be Mary Magdalene just because she believed so fast and so quickly. Susan, I don't know who Susan would be, so that would be something I'd think about.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
And who would be Peter? The Apostle John, just going right off the Bible. There we go. So there's a spider on the wall.
I know, I keep looking up. If you guys have noticed my eyes up there, I've watched a spider just casually mosey across our roof.
Yeah.
So I'm just like making sure it stays there so I can safely get it out of here later.
Laura, what would you say is your favorite Christopher Nolan film? I got to go with the Batman movies for me. Probably The Dark Knight.
Probably the Batman movies. Yeah, The Dark Knight's the best of the 3, definitely. I did enjoy Inception a lot. And, I'm drawing blanks on other ones, so I'm going to go with Batman movies.
Let's see. Hey, Durbin, congratulations on 12K. Your wife might have had an easier time with C.S. Lewis's Till We Have Faces. Actually, yeah, that is a very good book.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't watched I haven't read that one.
Of course you haven't watched it. It's good. It is it's very it's been a long time since I read it, but it's very interesting. I will
give that one a shot because we have all of them, so.
Let's see here. What about John Wick? Yes, that's definitely some of my favorite movies ever.
That's in my top 3, but they're making a 4th one and maybe a 5th one. So that's why I didn't throw it in the trilogy group. But that one it's like Lord of the Rings, John Wick.
How many times have you watched The Suicide Squad? I've only watched it twice.
I've only watched it once.
And I haven't had a desire to go back and watch it anymore. So
it was funny because he watched it before me. And then he wanted to watch my reactions because I have funny reactions to weird things. Like when his mom was all that the polka dot man could see when he
that was awesome. That was probably the best part.
But it was a lot of fun, but it wasn't of the DC movies, it wasn't my favorite.
Let's see. Do you bet the next Star Wars trilogy will be divided and people change their mind from the new ones? I mean, didn't we see that just happen? How the original trilogy is the only thing everybody's agreed upon, except for Ewoks. And then you have the prequel trilogy, and, you had a whole divided fan base with that. Then you got the sequel trilogy, which got everybody back on board with the prequel trilogy and then divided fan base on the sequel trilogy. So, yeah, we might actually see the pattern repeat when we get the new Star Wars trilogy. I love Star Wars. I'm all for a new Star Wars trilogy. I didn't even hate the sequel trilogy as much as everybody else does, but I definitely see where that trilogy failed. where it could have been better, where it could have been stronger, where there was potential, but because they had no map and no plan and left it up to each individual director, there was nowhere for it to go.
They
So
needed
like
it
that was the
sketched
problem.
out before they went further.
Yes. This is a tough question. What's your favorite seasons of the Clone Wars? All right. So I don't know
seasons.
if I could divide it into seasons because I binged it all until I got to the 7th
Yeah,
season.
because we didn't watch it live.
Yeah.
It was when 7th season was airing that we watched.
So they all run together to me. So what I'll do is
what are your favorite episodes?
There's this mini-series episode where
The Light in the Dark?
Yes, the planet that is like the manifestation of the Force. And on that planet, you have a father who has a son and a daughter, and the daughter is the light side of the Force, and the son is the dark side of the Force. And that whole episode is interesting because Obi-Wan ends up talking to Qui-Gon Jinn somehow, and then you have this whole thing where Anakin sees himself as Darth Vader, but when they leave the planet, they can't retain the memories of what they saw and what they experienced. Could you imagine if they could retain those memories, how everything would have been different? It felt like, and maybe I need to watch it again, so if I'm wrong, don't yell at me, Star Wars fan base. It's been a little while, but it feels like if Anakin had stayed on that planet, maybe he could have balanced the Force. I don't know. So like, it was such an interesting episode. Whatever season contained those episodes, that's probably my favorite.
I also loved how it ended.
But I also love season 6.
So good.
Season 6 was good, especially Yoda's adventure and learning how to talk to Qui-Gon Jinn.
Good stuff going on in these. It was so good.
It was epic.
Like surprising. Like I didn't even want to watch it at first. And so he kind of started watching without me. And then he's like, you need to watch this. And so I kind of came in halfway through season 1, I think. And so good.
This question is for you, Laura. What did your wife think of Zack Snyder's Justice League masterpiece?
I enjoyed it. So much better than the Justice version.
Yep.
Just because it fleshed out the characters a lot better. It was long. And we got up at like 4 a.m. that morning to watch it.
Yeah,
so that it could be done
epic.
before I had to, I think it was like 3, so I could be done before I went to work at 8. I was very tired that day, to say the least, but I enjoyed it, and I'm not regretting getting up that early.
Yes, and we just got the 4K Steelbook box set, and I was just...
It came a week late, or he would have done a review.
And it had one special feature.
Yeah.
What is that?
A little disappointing. We wish there was more special features on it, but that might be because those tapes were deleted. Warner Brothers is desperately trying to hide it, and I'm really glad that it's doing well in the DVD sales.
Yep. Which Superman show do you guys prefer? Superman and Lois or Smallville? Laura, go. You first.
Well, Superman and Lois only has 1 season.
True.
It's got a lot more that it's going to need to do to flesh out things. And so as of right now, I'm going to say Superman and Lois right now, just because it's short, it's condensed, and it's excellent. And there was only like 1 freak of the week, really.
Maybe.
Kind of. It all kind of tied together. Whereas Smallville has like 5 freak of the weeks per season. So I like that Superman and Lois was shorter. It was more condensed, which made it better. And so I'm hoping they see how well it did that way and that they keep that rolling.
Yes. Now, it's hard because they have 2 different perspectives.
And it's completely different. One is as he's an adult and already moved on. One, he's a kid.
And I think what I liked about Superman and Lois is you didn't know where it was going, so anything could happen. Whereas Smallville, you know where things are supposed to build to. So when they wouldn't shut up about Lana, it's like, I don't care about this. I've seen the movies. I've read the comics. Lana's his high school crush. Why do you want me to care so much about this?
I know. When Erica Durance came on and he was still obsessed with Lana.
How could you be obsessed with whiny Lana Lang when strong, self-possessed Lois Lane comes on the show?
There's something about a first love, and I think that's what they were going for.
Possibly. It just was too annoying. But still, at this time, I'm going to go with Smallville as my favorite because it has my favorite interpretation of Lex Luthor.
Yes.
It has my favorite interpretation of Lois Lane. I love Tom Welling as Clark Kent becoming Superman. It has so many interesting concepts like the AI Jor-El. And the reason it's so cold is because it is an AI trying to follow a program. It's not actually his father. And so like, it's really interesting seeing how all of this stuff unfolds and to get this how would it look in the modern world if somebody like this was living in our time, and how would he grow to become Superman? So because it's a complete series and it's tried and true, and overall, despite its weaknesses, I freaking love it. I'm going to go with Smallville. I have no doubt, though, one day I might like Superman and Lois better because it is amazing.
I think as of right now, it's Superman and Lois until there's more seasons. We'll see.
Yes. See here. Will you be doing an annual Thanksgiving live stream this year? That is the plan.
So we normally do a Thanksgiving one with things that we think characters are thankful for. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I think one of mine was John Wick was thankful for pencils. Little things like that.
It was epic. I loved it.
it.
So we'll be working on that. Like I have no reason in my head why we wouldn't be doing one this year.
Our plan is to.
Yes. Ellie is asking, I'm not sure if you answered this yet, but are you going to be at the Chosen feeding of the 5,000? We did answer it, but it's been about 55 minutes. So,
oh goodness,
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes, me depends on work.
Yes,
where I work, I have a lot of non-movable meetings. So until we know when the dates are, I can't make any.
So
of those
will you be there, Ellie? That is my question to you.
Make sure to say hi to him if you're there.
Let's see here. Everybody's saying hi to each other because everybody is so friendly. Oh, man, this just jumped forward quite a bit.
Yes. If we missed your thing, please, or comment, please.
Jenna said season 3 of Clone Wars had those episodes, the ones we were talking about. So awesome. So I guess season 3 is up there.
That's probably his favorite.
Let's see.
I can't give you a favorite because I watched them all.
You're not even going to consider the Superman show. We are rewatching Lois and Clark right now.
What, 5 or 6 episodes in? Those episodes are long. Because back then commercials were only like 10 minutes of the hour, not like 22 like they are now.
Yeah, so 45-minute shows.
So it is a long show. And don't get me wrong, it's fun, but there's not as much Superman in some of them as I thought there would be, which is kind of surprising. Because I only watched, there's 4 seasons of that one. I think I've only watched 2.5 or maybe 3 seasons of that show when it first aired, and I haven't seen the rest since. So that's why we're watching them.
I've seen the whole show. I hate how it ends. The final episode of season 4. I can't stand that. It's really irritating.
I get to look forward to that.
Yes, you do. The show dips dramatically in quality as it gets through.
I think Smallville is definitely better, and Superman and Lois.
Yes, but I do like Lois and Clark. I think it is a great show. It's been fun rewatching it. Season 1 has been kind of a blast to, just experience again, because it's been several years since I last watched it. So it's been fun to go back, and I might do a video on it. No promises yet. We'll see. I'm watching it for fun, and we'll see what my brain does with it once I finish the season again. Let's see here. Continued. Oh, okay. You have more comments. Oh my goodness.
Movies and train studios. I'm not wearing my glasses. Sorry.
All right. Well, I watched Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, Aquaman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and a bunch of other DC movies, and 2 studios are ducking out for my favorite. Yeah, duking it out for my favorite. That makes more sense than ducking. Yes.
Yeah.
Jenna says, have you heard of Supernatural? Yes, I have.
Now, so there's 15 seasons
There's
of
a lot of seasons
so
there.
It makes it's hard because I've heard amazing things about it, but it is a commitment to go into that show. That's where I feel like right now, because it's 15 seasons long.
It is.
So it's one of those things where it's always there in our mind to watch it. It's hard for me to be ready to start watching 15 years worth of episodes, especially because is it similar to Smallville feel? Because I know it has Teague from season 3, I think, of Smallville as one of the main guys. So just curious.
So Laura, I think I might know your answer. What is the worst Star Trek movie to you?
Worst?
Yes, the worst one.
See, that's hard, but I can tell you my least favorite scene. It's when William Shatner takes 10 minutes to look at his spaceship.
Yes, and that huge montage in the very first one.
It just never ended. I had never seen it before. He was making me watch it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that the episode was probably, it was a good movie, but I don't know what my least favorite is.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that too. I think a lot of people, when they say least favorite, they want us to say the second one of the new ones, but I really like that one, Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh, where Benedict Cumberbatch is Khan?
Yeah, I really like that one. Sorry. But I don't know. It's hard to pick a least favorite because they're all kind of fun in their own ways.
Yes.
If I had to pick a least favorite, it probably would be Star Trek, the motion picture. But that's just because, like them getting those huge long montages of the ship was such a big deal back in the 70s. And I bet it looked awesome.
I know it looked awesome then, but to me it was really rough because it was a long time.
But nowadays,
William Shatner is such a character.
But they did it again. They had this huge montage of the ship and did it. So that.
But it wasn't as long in the next one.
It was long.
It was long.
It was long.
Yeah, just the montage was rough for me.
Let's see. Aaron White, can you imagine the Smallville finale with the Superman and Lois special effect?
Oh, it would have been so much better.
Yes. And then you would have had Tom Welling in the suit.
I wish Tom Welling was willing to wear the suit. That would have been.
We're not alone. I love In the Darkness. That makes me happy.
I liked it. It was fun.
Have you guys ever watched Watchmen? I just watched the theatrical cut this morning and absolutely loved it. Yes, actually, you just watched it for the first time probably 2 or 3 months ago. Watchmen, Big Blue Guy.
No, but I thought it was a TV show.
There is a TV show.
Did I watch the actual movie?
You never watched the TV show.
I watched some parts of it because I remember how it ends. I think I fell asleep. I'm so sorry. I honestly...
Well, that's her honest opinion. She fell asleep.
Remember it. Was it only like a month? I kind of remember you putting it on, but I don't remember watching it.
Yeah, the whole problem with the city and a bomb goes off.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad. I don't think I fell asleep. I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything obviously that left an impression on me. I'm so sorry.
Oh man, a lot of interesting things in there.
And you read the comic book, and you said the comic book was really good.
No.
Oh.
I kind of read the comic book.
Somebody gave it to you after. That's right. Okay, sorry.
Let's see. Will you be ranking the Dune franchise, consisting the Dune miniseries? Then, that's a good idea. I haven't watched that Sci-Fi Channel Dune miniseries.
I didn't know there was one.
Oh, there was. It's interesting. They covered Dune and the sequels, Children of Dune.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting.
I wonder if that would help explain Dune to me.
We need to check that out.
I wonder, is it on HBO Max?
We should look.
Yeah, that might be. Well,
or
the other shows
it could have been Peacock. It could be on Peacock because it's Universal. They own Sci-Fi Channel,
so
and it was a Sci-Fi. So I don't. Yes, gosh, advertisements. Ugh.
Could be worse.
Yes, it could be worse. But that's a really good idea for a video. So I might have to go back and check out all those
streaming services.
Yeah, we could. There's too many out there.
I'm just gonna say, of all the streaming services, the ones that don't have advertisements.
Yes. But there's so many out there.
I pay the extra like $3 so I don't have advertisements. It's totally worth it.
To answer your question, Michael, both Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon. I can't pick.
Jackie Chan fan.
I love Jackie Chan. And the first Rush Hour movie is fantastic. And I love the pairing of Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson in Shanghai Noon. That was a surprisingly great pairing.
It'll be Rush Hour for me. I loved Rush Hour movies. I mean, Shanghai Noon was a lot of fun, but I really enjoyed the Rush Hour movies.
Did you ever notice sophisticated godly values in the Paw Patrol movie?
Did not watch the Paw Patrol.
Did not watch that.
That was something that I was saving whenever we visit my nephews and nieces. They normally have a movie night, and I've got a feeling that one's going to be in the rotation.
Well, they're older now, so they might not.
The Southern California nieces and nephews almost said
the ones in Southern California, yes.
I think they would probably watch it.
So. In which case, once I watch it,
we'll let you know.
Just got to be honest, Paw Patrol was not...
Interesting, sophisticated godly values in Paw Patrol.
It was just one I did not go out of my way to see.
I'm curious now.
Also, in honor of your wife, what are your thoughts on Wonder Woman as a character? Would you have any recommended stories, runs for a new fan? Well, I haven't read too many Wonder Woman comics. And like I said, I love the Earth 1 comic series of all these characters I'm reading.
But it wasn't your favorite of all
Hated
Earth ones.
The Wonder Woman one. Hated is a strong word.
Yeah.
Strongly disliked the Wonder Woman one. It just wasn't that good. But I do love the movie.
I don't like 84. Though.
Not 84, the movie.
No, I like the movie. I liked how she was in. I love the opening to 84 when she was a kid.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I enjoy Wonder Woman as a character, but I feel like they could have done so much more in 84 and they didn't.
Yeah. Jenna says that we could stop watching Supernatural after season 5 because that's where it's supposed to end. So it has 10 seasons after that. Amazing that it kept going.
So, okay, 5 seasons. That makes it a lot easier to make it. That's not as bad as a commitment. That's doable. Thank you.
Have you ever watched the original Superman TV show in black and white? I have seen season 1 of it when I worked the first radio station I ever worked at a long time ago. I started working there when I was in high school. And when I was moving to California and I was leaving Ohio, that was one of the presents that the owner of, or not owner, but
Manager.
general manager, could not remember that word, that the general manager gave me. So
we have it here somewhere.
Yeah, we do. So I watched season 1 and it's a lot of fun. Like, I mean, it's pokey, but whatever, who cares? It's a lot of fun.
40s, of course it is.
And it's interesting, the backstory as to why, like, this Superman you don't really see fly. So it's interesting. So I like that. Combine that with the movie Hollywoodland with Ben Affleck playing George Reeves playing Superman. It's very interesting to kind of go into that show with that backstory. But I do like that show. Did you ever see Hollywoodland?
I did not.
Okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of movies around that time when it came out. Now that I'm married to him, I see all of them, just about.
Are you going to be ranking Ghostbusters movies? You know that I am.
When is the next one coming out?
It's been like, I think November at this point, but we'll see if they stick to it. You know what's sad? A year ago, I was so excited for this new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, when the first trailer dropped.
Good. Then, because of all this COVID stuff, out of sight, out of mind, they keep pushing it back, and it's just like, I hate that I'm not excited anymore. When it comes out, I'm sure I'll be excited again, and I'll enjoy watching it. But that's kind of the annoying thing about all the theaters being shut down and all that. So I just, we need theaters.
We're hopeful.
Worst comic book movie, Laura. What is your least favorite?
Okay, you go first.
I don't have one yet. Give me a second.
That is a good question.
That is a good question.
Michael. Sorry. Don't have Michael. That's the name.
Oh,
the person who
Michael.
said it. Sorry, I had to
I thought you were talking about a comic book series named Michael. I was gonna be sad about that.
But it's a movie. I don't know. I'm so sorry. They all have. I'm trying to think. See, and I went earlier and said Fantastic Four was okay, but that's probably down there.
What's that one with Nicolas Cage where his head is on fire?
Oh, I enjoyed that Ghost Rider.
Oh, really? I didn't hate it.
It's not good, but it's fun. It's better than Fantastic Four was.
Yeah, it is because it's Nick Cage and he's weird, and that's always fun to watch.
Wow, that's hard.
That is hard.
I know there's some out there that I've just forgotten.
I did not like the first Suicide Squad movie at all.
No, you didn't.
That was not good.
But Fantastic Four was worse than that.
One I really didn't like was Hulk. Not the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. The Hulk that came out before that.
Why can't
I can't remember his name either. Eric Bana.
Okay.
But yeah.
See, I was saying Banner, and I'm like, no, that's Banner. That's Bruce Banner.
That one was pretty bad.
Yeah, that one was pretty rough. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to lean towards that Hulk too.
Well, Movies and Train Studios did some legwork for us here. Mission unsuccessful. Dune miniseries is not streaming. We'll have to do our best to find that somewhere.
Yeah, see if we can find it somewhere.
Yeah. Let's see here. Falcon B, what are your thoughts on Mission Impossible 2? It's the dumbest of the Mission Impossible movies, but it doesn't change the fact that it's dumb fun.
I love dumb fun movies.
Yes.
And I loved the first Mission Impossible movie, and I went into that and it was different and it was stupid and it was fun. It was good. I mean, all those movies have a different random
they really
style. Like, which was the one where he did all the kicking?
What?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that would be the second one.
That was that one. Yeah, that was the worst of them all.
And the slow motion shots of that one are hysterical.
Yes, they were trying so hard to be like updated and new tech, but they weren't there.
Daniel had to ask this question with 3 fantastic movies: Buy, Rent, Lose. Dark Knight, Logan, and The Avengers.
Okay, I would. Oh, that's hard.
That is hard.
Okay, because see, is The Avengers by itself? Or have we had all the other movies that build up to it? Because if it's by itself, we don't have the sequel.
Of course, it's not by itself.
I'm not done. We don't have the sequel with it. So that would be easy for me to lose.
Okay.
Okay. That's only if there's not the other movies. And then I would rent Logan and buy The Dark Knight.
Oh, man. I would rent Logan, lose The Avengers, and buy The Dark Knight.
I know. But The Avengers, if it has all of the other stuff with it, it would be different.
This is a good one, Laura. Hector is wanting to know, did you watch Tenet? What are your thoughts?
So I made the mistake of the first time watching it on an airplane. It is so hard to understand what they are saying. And when you're on an airplane with your headphones on, it's even harder. because you got the loud noises all around you. You're trying. And it just was rough. So then why did we watch it again? I think it became free on one of the
it was
streaming
on
services.
HBO Max, and I wanted to see it.
So I watched it again, and I still don't get it. I'm like, he tried.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. He tried to go for something completely different, and there was some great concepts in it, but overall, I was left disappointed.
I didn't like it, and I don't think the ending made a lick of sense, and I don't have a desire to go back and watch it again to try to figure it out. I just feel like it was one of those movies that just was trying so hard to be so sophisticated,
and
with its view of time travel and our question of free will and all of that stuff. And it just, you could just see swirling away and goes, I think time travel works. And, I'm just like, I don't know what you're saying. How am I going to enjoy this movie if I don't know what you're saying? So I don't know. Maybe I'd get it better if I watch it again. But I mean, I love the visuals. I have never seen a movie that I wanted to like so much that I dislike so much. That's how I walked away from it. The action is incredible. The whole freeway thing where things are moving forward and in reverse and they're fighting.
Awesome.
Like there's so many things about that movie that are so good. I have never watched a movie that I wanted to enjoy so much that I really disliked.
Yeah, I just it was just, and the lead in that, I can't think of his name. He just had one emotion the entire time.
Yeah.
And I've seen him in other things, and he's great.
Yep.
So I was disappointed that they decided to go that route for him.
It just felt like there was no charisma there. I mean, even when Neo was going through the Matrix, we have the whoa.
Yeah, but he also was monotone with his acting.
Yeah, but he's monotone. But for some reason, what his monotone was, it worked.
He was supposed to be a clueless dude.
Yes. And at the very least, we could have had that in this, but I don't even think we had that.
No,
so like,
it was that was my struggle with it, because I just think he could have done, I don't know. I think it was too difficult.
Let's see. This is going to be a tough question, Laura, but I like their answer. Daniel said, can you think of a time when you had a bad director made a good movie? Okay. Christopher Nolan and Tenet. Two examples.
No, wrong way. That's a good director that made a bad movie.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So
Other
two
way
examples.
around.
Michael Bay with The Rock. I agree. I love The Rock.
The Rock is excellent.
And Roland Emmerich with The Patriot. But I would also say, all right, I'm going to stick with Roland Emmerich, and I'm going to go with Independence Day. I love Independence Day. Definitely in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
I'm going to lean towards that too, because I don't know directors very well. I know what movies I like. I'm working on directors, on my director knowledge.
Let's see here. Well, it looks like we're kind of coming to the end. We've been on for an hour and 11 minutes, and it's been pretty steady. So let's do, what do you think? 3 to 5 more questions?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do 5 more.
It's really hot in this room, and I made the mistake of wearing long sleeves.
Yes.
So,
well, I feel like my body has now decided to adjust to the heat of the lights.
Yeah.
So it's starting to feel better here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Has anyone asked if you like the Bill and Ted trilogy? Which one did you like best? I like the first one and last one. What did you?
Love the first one. That movie, I mean, I watched that movie all the time when it was on TV as a kid. I loved it. I'm like, it was so stupid fun. It was awesome.
Yep.
The first one is the best.
So for me, I watched all 3 back to back for the first time. So my experience is not like everybody else's experience. So I didn't see any of them until I was a grown-up and until all 3 were out. So for me, my favorite one is the second one. And I dislike Station. That is the weirdest, dumbest character I've ever seen thrown in there. I didn't like that at all. But what I love, you meet Death in the second one.
Yeah.
Death is freaking hysterical. And their adventures to heaven and hell, like, I don't know, I felt like the plot was more cohesive.
Yeah, see, he sees it a completely different
Yes.
way than I did.
So I'm looking at a story that I'm following, whereas the first one, I know I need to let go and go with the ridiculousness of it. But how did they have that light show ready to go when they brought people in from the past? And
because
clearly,
Death is there.
Death was not in the first one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the second one when they did their show. Sorry, my bad.
So like,
because it's a movie.
Whatever.
They're from San Dimas, where Raging Waters is. That's the only thing I know about San Dimas.
So
and I grew up down in that area.
And then I did like the third one. And what I liked about the third one is I felt like it kind of took some of the better parts of the first and the better parts of the second, kind of brought them together. It wasn't any original or unique thing. They just took, you know, Bill and Ted traveling through the future, and then Bill and Ted's children going into the past, and then heaven and hell.
Yeah, but no, but the first one's the best.
Yeah,
the first one is definitely the best.
Yeah,
and the third one is second, and then the second one is last.
Let's see here.
Excellent. Sorry, that's another Keanu Reeves movie. I'm a Keanu Reeves. I don't think he's a great actor, but I just love everything he does, which is weird.
This is a good question from Michael. Which is the better dumb fun franchise? The Fast and the Furious franchise or Sharknado?
Sharknado.
Let me tell you why. So what Fast and the Furious tried to do was ground it in reality and praising something illegal that hurts and kills thousands of people all the time and make it look like it's a good thing. But they tried to take that and ground it in reality. Then you get to the fifth movie and they're like, hey, we're making a live action cartoon. And it's like, it was never meant to be as stupid and ridiculous as it is. And the fact that now you have cars that with the wheel are able to grab a hold of a vine and swing, it's like.
Except for I did like the Hobbs and Shaw one.
Well, yes.
But that's kind of like an offshoot of it.
But it's an offshoot that's starting its own thing that is, and this is my point, was meant to be stupid from the beginning. So Sharknado was never meant to be taken seriously.
It was just meant to be stupid.
Sharknado, unlike Fast and the Furious, started ridiculous. And the whole thing is, how can we up the ante of how stupid this is? So you watch Fast and the Furious, and it's trying to glorify something bad and ground itself in reality. And it's trying to be like, you know, this is, I don't know, real. And then it got stupid.
And then you get Sharknado.
And then you got Shark. So
which is so bad.
So Sharknado to me is consistent.
It's
meant to be dumb. And each next thing, the whole fun of it is, how is it going to top itself in stupidity now?
Yeah.
Which that is not how Fast and the Furious established itself when it first started.
Yeah.
So let's see here.
Gosh, we even had like a Sharknado party where I bought shark gummies. And
Laura.
Yes.
Star Wars or Terminator?
Terminator 2 was epic.
Yes, it was.
So that's what I think of when I think of Terminator, but I'm going to go with Star Wars for overall.
I think so too.
So like if you were doing like standalone movies, it would probably be Terminator 2 though.
I love Terminator 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're both good, but Terminator 2 was
good.
just.
I like Salvation though. Like,
yeah, we were like the only ones apparently.
I know. Is there anybody else out there that likes Terminator Salvation with Christian Bale? Because we do. Yeah. You would be safe to say here that you liked Terminator Salvation.
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was fun.
But we didn't see it until well after it came out.
Yeah.
Because we heard bad things and we enjoyed it.
Yep. Let's see here. In Fast 10, I want to see John Cena and The Rock have a wrestling match. LOL. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
I would enjoy that.
What's your underrated Spider-Man? What's your underrated Spider-Man? For me, I say Amazing Spider-Man 2. Okay, most underrated Spider-Man.
I loved the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
I did too.
So I'm like, so many people hated on them, and I'm not sure why. And so I would definitely agree with you. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I'm gonna go with the first Amazing Spider-Man. I liked Amazing Spider-Man 2 a lot.
They were both so good. I mean, I'm sorry. I enjoyed both of those a lot. They were good.
Yeah. Michael said I like Terminator Salvation a good bit. All right. Well, it looks like we are slowing down here.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
If Netflix, which I read an article saying that Netflix is finally moving forward, if Netflix finally makes the Narnia series they've been developing, do you think it will be worth it? I'm afraid it will be too dark and secular. I'm not afraid of it being too dark. Because if you go into the last battle, they are dealing with death and the end of the world while giving you hope.
Or a Tashban, which is basically the devil.
Or Tash.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I don't mind it if it gets a little dark, because C.S. Lewis, while writing children's books, was not afraid to address the reality of darkness, because then you can make your hero shine brighter and you can show children what true heroism looks like. So that's what C.S. Lewis was going for, and not being bashful with dealing with heavy themes and dark things. And I think he did it really good. But I agree with you. They better not make it too secular.
No,
they better not change up the message, because
that's not what it is.
Yeah, the heart of Narnia is the Christian message. It is the Christian faith. It is the fact that C.S. Lewis didn't even intend to write a Christian series, but that's how ingrained in him his faith became, and he didn't even write it as allegories. So it's not allegories. What it is what if another universe had another set of creation in it and they fell? How would God redeem it?
Yeah.
And so, like,
so that's a genuine concern.
Yes. And so I agree with you 100%. Okay, now we're getting towards the end. Just a few more questions. Favorite movie version of Lex Luthor?
Can we go with TV show?
Yeah. If I had to go,
Michael Rosenbaum. Is that how you say his last name? Rosenblum?
Yeah.
Rosenbaum?
I can never pronounce his last name, but yes,
From
Michael
Smallville.
from Smallville is my favorite
If
live
we're going
action
with
Lex
movies,
Luthor. I don't know.
See, Gene Hackman was so over the top, but I
Yeah.
loved him in it.
Kevin Spacey took that same character and brought it down.
I liked Kevin Spacey. as
Not commenting
Lex
on
Luthor.
Kevin Spacey, the man, just the performance as Lex Luthor in Superman Returns. I don't know. I think the movies was pretty good.
Calculating.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy him.
I did not like Jesse Eisenberg at all.
No,
No.
I didn't either. I no.
Let's see
I'm trying
here.
to think which other Superman Lex Luthors are there.
Next video, can we get a room tour? I did one a long time ago, but my studio has changed a lot.
Oh, it
since
has
then.
evolved.
It has
it's
evolved.
Mostly just this with some lights and a camera.
So that's not a bad idea. So yeah, I might need to be making some videos here soon. So that's a really good idea. Let's see. I'm trying to find one more question to close us out with. Oh, why not? What's your all's favorite food?
Depends on the day.
I love Chinese food.
You love sushi too. You
I
love
love
everything.
sushi.
You're
Yeah.
like, it really depends on the day. Because sometimes I really just want a burger or a steak.
Oh, burger.
Sometimes I want like chicken adobo is one of it's a Filipino dish I absolutely love.
And she's good at making it.
Sometimes I just
It is
want
good.
spaghetti. There's so many. I'm so thankful that God has given us bacon.
Yes.
We actually had bacon this morning for breakfast. So there's a lot of different items, but a lot of different foods. It's just hard. It depends on what you're in the mood for.
Yep. Depends. So on the note of food, oh, wait a minute. Have you seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? It's a great anime, very weird. No, I have not, but I definitely thank you for that. And Joel had sushi for lunch.
There you
I
go.
love it. So on the topic of food, let's go ahead and close this out. We went an hour and 21 minutes.
You,
so
everyone,
thank you guys
for being
so much.
Here.
And it's always a blast to get to talk to you and hang out with you. It's what I love about doing these live videos above everything else, because it is that opportunity to really get to know you so much better. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for being a part. Thank you, everybody who commented. We are so blessed by all of you and your encouragement and your suggestions. We love suggestions. We might not get to all of them, but we love them because it helps. It really does.
It really does. So we're going to go back through and have to make some notes and write down these video ideas that you guys have given. So thank you all so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being a part of Durbania. 12,000 subscribers. It's incredible to be here. And I just thank you all so much for allowing me to be here to hang out with you. So I'm thanking you for the opportunity to do this YouTube channel. And I'm so glad that you guys enjoy it. I really, really do. So more videos are definitely coming. I'm editing a Chosen review right now. So I plan to get that out here next week. And got a couple things on the horizon.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
He's working on them as fast as he can.
That's right.
Unfortunately, life sometimes gets in the way.
It does.
Go a little slower.
It happens to the best of us. But thank you again all so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Hit the bell by it so you're notified next time we do a really cool live thank you video like this, or the next time my next Chosen review is going to come out, our next Marvel, DC, or Dune review, like anything like that. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you're notified. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
Thank you so much for checking out Durbania.